Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for L2 Productions, and you are watching another episode of Speak Up. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe if you are new. Welcome aboard, and leave your comments below. Now, let's get to these topics to speak up on. Okay, y'all. So, it's been a few weeks since I've had really topics or really had time to sit down because it seemed like there was been a lot of hot topics. However, I haven't had time to really. I think I've ran out of time. Like, these are hot things, and a lot of things that I'm saying now are pretty warm, if you want to call it that. So maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it. However, we're just going to talk about it. All right. So there's some things that are happening on HGTV. That's basically a lot for home building and interior design, programming, and all that good stuff. A couple of shows I do watch on there is House Hunters and Love It and Listed. Those are two of my favorite programs that I have that I do watch. So, anyways, Married to Real Estate has been canceled after 4 seasons. This starred Egypt Sherrod and her husband Mike Jackson. Egypt Sherrod, she's been around for a while. She's hosted a lot of stuff. From where I first think I remember her from is her being a part of the OWN network, and she was hosting a lot of the reunions. She was of Carlos King's Productions. She hosted the first season, a reunion for Love and Marriage Huntsville, and also Bell Collective first season, and then Carlos King took over that. I'm sure she has done other things with Will Packard and all that good stuff. But yeah, she's had this show. I have started to know about the show when I'm at the gym and I see the show. Oh, okay, go ahead, Egypt. I'm glad that something good was happening to her after being replaced as host. We're finding out that Egypt, she holds a real estate broker's license. Well, she's a real estate broker and a designer. Her husband, Mike Jackson, is an expert builder as they help ATL families buy homes with the potential to transform homes into their dreams. Oh, transform. I'm sorry. Let me do this again. Egypt, who is a real estate broker and designer, and her husband, Mike Jackson, an expert builder, as they helped ATL families buy homes with the potential to transform into their dream homes. So if they get the homes, they'll also make sure that the house on the inside is worthwhile too. And I didn't know this, but Sherrod was also a part of other HGTV programming, which was Property Virgins and Flipping Virgins. I have a feeling that's not true. Property Virgins, but flipping, it had to be another. I don't think it was both. I don't think there was two virgins. I wrote it down wrong. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I didn't know all that was going on. So, but anyways, let's hear from Egypt and Mike and what they have to say. While the chain of events leading up to this is disheartening, we are deeply grateful. They were just coming back from vacation and came home and found out that the show was canceled. They continue to say, grateful for 4 incredible seasons, grateful for our amazing crew and amazing fans. And then they give us a little teaser about there's more to say and we'll share soon. But for now, know this. Not all setbacks are what they seem. Some blessings show up in disguise. We've been here before, and we'll keep counting those blessings and keep it moving. Stay tuned. All right, so obviously there's something cooking within the crock pot, and we shall soon find out what Mama put in that crock pot, and we'll get to taste it after Mama gets off work. All right, so in addition to that, about a week later, there were some more shows that all of a sudden were canceled from HGTV. 3 more. The shows were Bargain Block, Farmhouse Fixer, and Izzy Does It. Now, I never watched any of those. I'm not familiar with those. However, they were kind of more on the younger end of the pile as far as what HGT has going on with programming. But Bargain Block has been on for 4 seasons also, as we know, with Married to Real Estate. Farmhouse Fixer. I have that written down somewhere, but we'll get to that in just a second. And Izzy Does It. I think that was just for one season. I think it was. All right. So we're kind of getting hints from Egypt and Mike in regards to there was some stuff going on behind the scenes. Well, this guy, Keith Bynum, who is over the Bargain Block show, excuse me, he was hinting at that there's some bad blood with the television industry, specifically with HGTV. He says, our entire business and lives have been put through the ringer at the hand of a giant corporation. Yet we persist. Wait, one thing. Okay, cool. Everyone always told us TV is a fickle world, and they are very right. TV is full of a lot of great people, but also full of some of the worst people I've ever encountered. Okay. So Jonathan Knight from Farmhouse Fixers, now he was a little bit more poised than what he had to say, but you can also tell that there's something that they want to say, but they're not saying right now. Jonathan Knight says, I am sad to say HGTV has decided not to move forward with another season. While I'm still processing the reasons, there's your hint, that led to their decision, Christina and I, his wife, are grateful for all of the support over the past 3 seasons. So they were on for 3 seasons. Izzy Does It. Izzy Ruthies, I think is his name, last name. He says it's a tough one to share, but there's no season 2 on the way. He was just getting started. Even so, this chapter was really something special. Now, I'm finding out after reading some more articles that there are some backlash from people who are fans of HGTV, and some of these shows are getting canceled. HGTV is moving forward with another spinoff. Those Property Brothers, they're twin brothers. One is a little bit more done up. He's more the sales guy, and the other guy is the builder. Well, they're getting another spinoff. And they've had a lot of spinoffs on HGTV over the years. And people feel like it's not fair. Like, why are we getting another spinoff? Especially if there's possibly this is for budget cuts or whatever. Why are they getting this while you're cutting other shows? It doesn't seem like very beneficial. My only thing to, I guess, respond to that is possibly you don't know what was in or what is in these guys' contracts. And of course, they get the options to possibly create new shows and all that good stuff. And that could be the deal as to what's going on. Did HGTV have to greenlight it? I mean, no. But they sacrificed it for this new show. The Property Brothers, they are pretty popular and well known. And I believe that they think that more eyes will pay attention to their show than what is on the network, or the ones that they actually let go. That would be my only explanation. However, I do feel like since the writers and actor strike that happened like last year, it's been weird. It's been weird in Hollywood. And although that they came to terms, I know at least on the actors and writer side, I believe another strike is going to come up as soon as this contract is done, because people are still suffering out there as an actor and as a writer. So that's what I believe. No, I don't know for certain, but from what I've been seeing, yeah. From networks, I'm seeing a lot of networks just cancel shows. After we done waited already for months, it was just like, or you'll end shows and it's just like, this is it? This is what we're getting? It's weird. So, yeah, I think that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing. I would love for these folks to actually say something about all of this. Like, give us what they actually feel about what's happening to them. Now, Ty Pennington. Now, he was the house makeover person on ABC Forever and a Day. He has a show on HGTV right now, too. So he was shocked that all this is going on. And by quote, he says, in general, I thought I had a decent gauge about what TV executives wanted. And the last few years here, have completely shattered that thought. Seriously shocked to hear this. So I went and just digged just to see who is the current person that's the head of programming. The person is Lauren Rutch. Then I went further, and Lauren, he just went home to glory. Like on June 12th, 2025. HGTV still went forward and canceled these shows. Like, what in the world's going on over there? So I don't know what the reason was. I didn't really uh, check into it. Ty said that for the last 2 years, he says that his thoughts on what he felt that the network was really into, he hasn't been able to really gauge that for the last couple of years. Lauren got the position in 2023. I'm just kind of connecting stuff or connecting the dots in my head. I don't know for sure. But anyways, that's that on that. So I do pray for everyone that has now lost their jobs, that they do find something very quickly. I pray that there's no lack for them and they shall recover from this. All right, so the Hollywood Reporter is where I got this news from. They are announcing the Hollywood Walk of Fame honorees that they have set for 2026. I had no clue. All of these folks, I don't know how many actually are every year, but from this list, I'm like, when are y'all going to do all this stuff? Because I guess it's just people that I'm familiar with that I hear of what they're doing. But anyways, so here are some of the nominees, and they've been broken down from motion picture to television, live theater and performance, and recording artists. And I was quite excited for some of what I was hearing for who's getting honored. But we'll start with motion pictures. Emily Blunt, I've heard her name before, not really familiar with a lot of her work. Timothy Chalamet, I know him from Wonka and probably some other stuff, but Wonka is the only thing that's coming to mind right now. Chris Columbus, I might know him, but I can't put a face to a name right now. Marion Cotillard, I don't know who he is. Keith David, I do know who he is, and he's been in a lot of stuff. Probably most notable, or what people remember him from, is Greenleaf. He was the dad or the pastor on there. Rami Malek, I know he's done other stuff. I know him from the Queen. Was it Queen, or what? Or did they do an autobiography on what's the guy's name? It's in my head too, and I see him also. Lord, there was this movie, but the music group Queen. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, that's gonna piss me off. I know him from that. um, Queen is a rock band group that formulated back in the 70s and thrived in the 80s, possibly in the 60s too. Yeah. Rachel McAdams. There's a lot of films that I know her from, so I'm not going to start. But anyways, now why can't I think of it? That's So Fetch. That movie. She was Regina George, and of course we know her from the movie she did with Ryan Gosling, La La Land. Oof. There was that Thriller that she did on that airplane. Demi Moore. I said, Lord, she just getting one? I do feel like some people do get these rewards if they're like popping at the moment. That's just my opinion. And some people are like, what? They just like did 2 movies and how are they getting to walk the star? Franco Nero, I don't know who he is. Deepika Padukone, hopefully I said that right. Molly Ringwald, of course, we've known her since the 80s. She was on First the Facts Alive back in the day, and then did all these movies, Breakfast Club, all that good stuff. She's one of the reigning 80s queen movies. You could say that much. Stanley Tucci. Now, I remember him from The Devil Wears Prada. Of course, he's been in other things, but hey. Carlo Rambaldi, don't know who he is. In television, Greg Daniels, don't know who he is. Sarah Michelle Gellar, of course we know Buffy, Cruel Intentions, Kendall from All My Children, Lucero, somebody. Chef Gordon Ramsay. I said, oh, okay. And I know we know this person. Melody Scott Thomas. This is Nicole Nikki Newman from The Young and the Restless. Robin Roberts, who's from Good Morning America. George Stephanopoulos. He's also from ABC. I don't know if he's doing any type of Good Morning America right now. Bradley Whitford. I believe that he was on The West Wing back in the day, in the early 2000s. And Noah Wiley, who we know he's now starring on The Pitt. We know him originally from ER, and he's done other things. Again, somebody I feel like they're popping right now, and then boom, you're an honoree. Not saying that he doesn't deserve it, but just like, okay. Now, they also have awards for live theater and performance. Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias and Leah Salonga. I don't know these people, unfortunately. Recording artist, Air Supply. I've heard of them. Bone Thugs and Harmony. I know about them. Paulino DaCosta. Don't know him or her. But with an O, that means that's dude. The Clark Sisters. Of course, we know the Clark Sisters. You made my day. You came my way. You know, we know them. I'm looking for a miracle. Yeah. I'm glad that they're getting their just due. My God, it's been a long time coming. Hopefully y'all seen the movie. I've seen that movie so many times. I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. Make sure y'all watch it. Miley Cyrus, I think she's deserving at this point. I'm glad that she's gotten a Grammy. I think also because Miley's popping right now, she's out there too, my opinion. Josh Groban, I remember him. You raise me up. You know, I think that's his song. Grupo Intocable. I don't know who that is. Angelique, don't know who that is. Kaijo Lyle, love it. Don't know who they are. Anyways, congratulations to you all. I'm happy for y'all. And get your Walk of Fame star. I did remember hearing that you have to purchase your own star, even though they are going to honor you or whatever. I'd be like kind of insulted, in my opinion, if I got to pay for my own star. I didn't ask. I did want to be on the Walk of Fame, but I didn't ask you to finally honor me, and now I'm supposed to fork over all of this money. Okay. All right, so we got two more topics. I won't be before you much longer. Angela White, aka formerly known as Black China, and her fiance Derek Milano have decided to call their engagement off. They've been engaged since last October, but they announced on July 3rd that they are going their separate ways. And this is what they're saying, a part of their IG post. I'm only summarizing a lot of things. I don't have everything verbatim from the long paragraph. After some prayer and reflection, they have decided to call off the engagement. Angela shared that they still love each other and feel God's guidance is leading them on separate paths. They will continue to be good friends. Now, I was reading some of the comments and I said, oh, okay. Now, I didn't know who Derek Milano was, so I don't have a bone in the fight in all this, but people are just saying that, of course, they weren't going to make it. Like, how y'all know? Then some are saying, well, there's only one person that's really, really strict and really pursuing God. I'm paraphrasing. And the other one is not. Now, how do you know that? And you can't make that type of judgment. You don't know what's going on in their lives. You don't know what they do on a day-to-day basis. None of that. So I don't know. So I'll just say I'm happy that they figured it out before they got married. I'm sorry. I mean, that's the best thing. If you have enough wisdom saying, you know what? No, I'm going to pass. And I'd rather still be in a good place with you. So let's be friends. They said that they're going to they're going to be good friends. So more power to you. And God bless you both on your journeys. All right, so my last topic, it is sad. Um, Julian Mahon. He has passed away at age 56. A lot of people know him from Nip Tuck, from Fantastic Four, also Charmed. And let me say this: I did not know black people like Charmed until I came over to social media. I was like, what? Now, there's just three things that y'all don't really play about black folks, and I'm finding out on Twitter: Charm, Britney Spears, and also Selena. I know nobody plays about her. But I was shocked about Britney. Where I come from is just it wasn't normal from at least my environment to hear a lot of people really liking Britney. And then me, I only know some songs from some of her earlier stuff. Y'all know stuff from stuff she did later. I was like, oh, okay, this is new. Anyways, yeah, he did pass away. His wife Kelly says that he went on to glory peacefully this week after a valiant effort to overcome cancer. I said, oh, he had cancer. He leaves behind his wife Kelly and also daughter Madison that he had with Brooke Burns. I know Brooke Burns from Baywatch, the later years. I think before Hawaii, but I think she was a part of the Hawaii crew too. But you know, what was I gonna say? She was a part of something else, like Fear Factor or something. She was a game show host on NBC. Anyways, yeah, that was quite sad, and y'all are really going through it because Cole was very much loved on Charmed. Of course, that was Phoebe's love interest, but she was ready to take her to hell. And a lot of y'all didn't mind because of his looks. But yeah. But that's all I do have for y'all for Speak Up on this episode. I'll have some more topics to talk on. And you can chime in on what y'all thought about everything I said. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Hit that like button before you end this video. Subscribe if you are new. And leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.